Hello YouTube, this is Zara here, and this is about the day after I've come back from A-kon. I honestly would have had a lot more videos to upload, but there were a lot of different circumstances that had prevented me from doing that, which I plan on recording with a lot I'm saying people, but pretty much good friends, but things kept coming up throughout the con, and a lot of stuff wasn't able to really happen. I'm hoping to fix that, hopefully. Maybe record on Skype. Maybe that'll work. We'll find out. But this past A-kon, well, I should say this A-kon it literally just passed by. It was good. The line was definitely, I waited 30 seconds. I expected when I came at 1 p.m. because it was pouring rain as soon as we hit Dallas. Got to the hotel, we checked in, and thankfully we were able to check in before 3 o'clock, since it showed check-in at 3. Thankfully we were able to do it early. Go to the line, which was the scan and go, because they use a QR code now for A-kon, and went straight in. Maybe it's like between there, getting the badge, getting the lanyard for it, 30 seconds to a minute tops, because I was just already there getting it. Same with the wife and same with my brother-in-law who had gone with me. Now, do I think that was a much faster method? Yeah, because even though people were waiting a long line for badges, it went a lot smoother because of it. Now, obviously for that, you're still going to need your ID. That should be given no matter what for your badge, especially if you pre-ordered it or pre-registered, pretty much whatever, pre-reg, yeah. We'll go with that. I can't really seem to speak today. The overall con staff was nice, all except for one person. It was the same person that was actually very annoying, very rude throughout the entire con at random times. Like, I'm having my sword, for example. Actually, this is the sword in question. Probably gonna have to move back a little bit for it, but I had this weapon with me, which I'm overall very happy from. Having to keep moving back, try to get the whole thing in the picture. Might not be able to, at least not in this room. Which actually, speaking of the weapon, I spent about 200 on it to have it commissioned from a friend of mine that I had mentioned in an earlier video, and it turned out perfect, in my opinion. I completely lost my train of thought there. It weighs about between, I guess, 10 to 15, I think he said, which to me, considering how I work, where I work at and what I do, it's not overly heavy. I mean, after a while, for anyone who has a cosplay weapon, I say cosplay weapon, but cosplay prop, it's gonna get heavy after a while when you're holding it, and your arms up. You're gonna get tired, or it's gonna lock up if you, like it did to me. But I had that one con staff member just pop up right behind me, just all touchy-feely with it, which is very rude, and said I would need to go to weapons check, which I hadn't been able to find at that time. I would have already done it. Go there. They didn't have any of their stuff at the time. Come back a couple hours later, because it was the same thing with my friend Tony, who was cosplaying from Assassin's Creed with his stuff, and they were told this year if it's an obvious prop, it doesn't need a tag. But I asked them to put a tag on it anyway, so I wouldn't get harassed at all the rest of the con. It didn't really affect any photos taken with it, I don't think, but it was still very annoying because it was the same staff member. I stopped for 2 seconds, just trying to. There was a wedding on Saturday for one of the events. Trying to go to it. Couldn't figure out where to go to get to the place. And So I stopped for 2 seconds to type in the group chat because we were all invited to those who were attending the wedding to try to get a hold of to get there. And I literally stopped for 2 seconds, which was in front of the door. I wasn't gonna stay there the entire time. I'm literally just checking something. And he tells me that I need to move. I can't stand in front of the door, and it's like I had no intention of standing or blocking the door for the entire time. I'm just trying to answer something. I didn't argue. Again, I didn't bother. He's not worth it. Just a fat slob, desperate to show some power like everyone else that's above me that gets their way at Walmart. I commissioned that. The same one had made the cross for me for free because he was doing a stream and he wanted to, I guess he said he wanted to demonstrate something on there, so he did that for me. I bought the paracord so I could wear it. And then the wig, which was commissioned by, only thing with the wig is this strand of little hair, but meh. Easily fixable. I just don't have any of this stuff with me. I forgot to ask during the con. Same person who I had photos commissioned for because she's a photographer. And not only was I very happy with the wig, I've seen the pictures as they were taken before they were edited, and they already looked fantastic. So I can only imagine what they look like for the finished product. I can't talk once again. So sorry about that. The finished product, which I literally can't wait for it. One thing that was noticeable was that people really are very disrespectful to the hotel, leaving trash everywhere, especially bottles, pizza. By bottles, I do mean soda and alcohol. That was very obvious, especially on my floor. And apparently someone pulled the fire alarm again this year, which I didn't even notice because I was passed out when this happened, which happened apparently at 2 in the morning. But to the people who do this, why? You're gonna ruin it for everyone else, and you think it doesn't affect you, but eventually it's gonna catch up to you. Just be respectful to the place that it's being held at, just so we can all enjoy ourselves. There's no need to be that way. But going back to the wedding, a few of us managed to get there, but because it was the only way to get to it was through one of the doors that the dealer's room line was in, it was completely blocked off and no one was able to get out at all. Which, that really does suck because, I mean, it was supposed to be 80 people attending the wedding, I believe. I had fun. I tried to have the wife have fun. I'm not gonna lie, I spent a lot of money on alcohol myself, but I wasn't just flat out drunk or wasted. But speaking of rude people again, from my experience, a lot of people who just weren't in cosplay, this is just my experience, it'd be different for everyone else. People who just weren't in cosplay were just standing in a giant clump blocking away where you couldn't even move in a dealer's room at all, and or just shoving you aside. I know apparently I wasn't the one who complained about being shoved aside. That happened to a lot of people. It just seemed like a lot of them were rude. I know there was one person that was on a motor cart or motor scooter, whatever, just pushing her way through like she was better than everyone else. I can understand you have to be in one of those. Just don't be rude. Don't just be that person. I mean, there's better ways of going about that. I met a couple of good people this year. I say a couple, but I met several that I at least chatted with throughout the con, and I met up with a lot of good ones. But I never got the chance to really hang out too much with the ones I was meeting back up with. Everyone was all busy with their plans, and I was just there. Maybe that'll change next year. I hope it does. No, I'd love to hang out with everyone. I mean, one of the items I'll be showing I got is one. The reason why I bought it was to play and just hang out and have a good time with everyone, probably around at night when nothing was going on. I guess I will go into what I bought. First was a Nuka-Cola hat from Glitch Gear, which their website's back up again. Apparently, when I had trouble ordering from their website a few months ago, they were going through a transition. Couldn't buy anything. And a new Nuka-Cola wallet, which I used throughout the con because the wallet I brought with me could not handle carrying certain amount of things in it. Now, I want to open up and see, let's see if I can block this stuff off. This is my personal information. The inside has the Fallout Boy on it. The wallet was 18 and the hat was, I believe, 20, which wasn't too bad. One thing I bought as well, I don't have the batteries in it yet, a Cactar lamp for my desk. So my wife grabbed one of these. I had to have it myself. They had a Tonberry one, but it's just like, the Cactar stands out. I had to go for it. It was a good thing. I bought 2 figures. One of which I bought, one person was trying to barter with the one of the dealers to try to get a discount on 2 figures out. For discount on 2 figures. This was one that he was trying to get a discount with another, which was an yes, it's out of the box. I know someone's gonna complain about this on there that I know. Deal with it. I have a lot of other figures that are probably worth a couple hundred or more. They're actually still boxed up on my shelf back there, for obvious reasons. This was from episode 2 of Sword Art Online. I never saw a figure like this one, so I had to pick it up. It was $30. The other figure was also about between $35 to $45, and he wanted it for $20 something. It was a different Asuna figure. It was one of the ones he didn't have, while he had all the other ones. It was pretty much like he wanted it his way. The dealer didn't want it. As soon as he walked off, I bought that figure. Good to go. The other figure I bought was Mikumo Osamu, or Osamu Mikumo from World Trigger. I had bought Yuma Kuga last year, actually. This was from the Volume 2 set. Volume 1 composed apparently of Chika and Jin, which I didn't see this year. I should have picked them up last year. I'll find them online. They didn't seem too expensive. I was hoping to get lucky. The game I bought to play with everyone, I bought the basic Cards Against Humanity game. I thought it'd be a great way, have fun, enjoy myself, you know. But everyone else had their own plans, which, okay, understandable, so I'm not going to hold anything against anyone, because that would just be selfish. I just thought, you know, I mean, I only go out one convention a year. I spend most of my time working. I don't get much time off. I don't really get a chance to ask for too much time off because I'm the only person in my department. But I'm hoping maybe next year be a little bit different. I know I'm definitely bringing back Crow because a lot of people ask for my photo and love the weapon, which they kept asking me how did I make it? How did I make it? And I was being honest, I didn't make it. At the beginning of the video when I showed it before, I had it commissioned for me from a very talented friend who's good at making props. And in the future, if I need something made, I'm definitely going to him because I know I have my money going towards someone who knows what they're doing. It's not just going to be something I order online. It's going to be shipped to me broken. I had it handed to me at the con on Thursday, along with the cross. And I got the wig as well on Thursday. Now, the contacts I ordered these, I ordered them from demonize.com. It was about $31 with shipping. I got it within a week, about between 5 to 7 business days after they shipped. It was the first time I ordered from that website, and I'm very happy with it. I will order my contacts from there again in the future. One of the items that my wife saw that she bought, this was $10 a bottle. It was Pepsi Sakura, which I have not opened yet. I'm gonna have to because this goes out of date in about a little over a month and a half. I'm probably gonna drink it between today and tomorrow. It was $10 a bottle. It literally says it's a product of Japan, right on the bottle, and I'm happy with it. Actually, pretty sure I can place it up there. Maybe it might not focus on the webcam. It'll be saying it right there. Product of Japan. My wife still has hers, but she hasn't opened hers up yet either. Now this year I didn't take too many photos actually at all. The ones I really want to take photos of, for the most part, I had the worst timing because either they were sitting down, which I respect, so I'm not going to bother them. They were trying to eat, once again, not going to bother them. Or I was getting something to eat, and it's like, I don't feel like being that creepy guy. Which, apparently that happened a lot this year too. Which, people just can't get the hint, and they just... Why? I made a video also about what to do and what not to do at A-kon, and being creepy was one of the things you should not do. One thing I'm happy to say is I didn't notice much con funk at all this year. I'm very happy about that. Then again, I guess with the lack of really long lines for registration, a lot of it didn't happen. I know the con was mainly indoors instead of having it being a lot outside because of the construction and the rain had delayed that construction. It happens. I actually didn't go to the concert this year. I was probably up around 5 or 6 on that Friday morning. I spent the entire day just hanging out with people. I went to the Ruby photo shoot. Before that, I had photos taken by my friend who's also Coco, which she did an amazing job at that. I do plan on bringing Crow again next year. I'm really looking forward to that. I gotta make some adjustments to the pants so I don't run into an issue I ran into this year. I had 2 other posters, but they were something my wife had gotten for. Oh, there's one other thing I bought and I don't have it with me. I have it in the fridge. I'll probably bring it out tomorrow when I record my next video, because I'll have my loot crate coming in. It was a tankard. It was a metal tankard that I spent $40 on in the dealer's room. I'm really happy with it. I had also bought a Sword Art Online coat. It was a Kirito coat, but the sleeves were so small. I'm going to have my wife help me fix those. We'll probably have to cut the bottom of the sleeve and add a bit to where it could actually fit my arm. If it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be an issue. It was just too tight, and it happens. Oh well. I really didn't buy too much though. Overall, I bought a bag, but I bought that to hold my stuff in, which was a High School of the Dead messenger bag. We usually buy one if usually something happens to one of our others, which that happened this year with our cats. Not happy with that at all, actually, but that probably be fixed soon too. For my overall experience at A-kon this year, like I said, I had fun. I went to the wedding, had a good time there. I actually hung out with those same 2 friends who got married, which, if they somehow watch my YouTube videos, I'm going to say, good luck and don't do anything I wouldn't do, which, that's a very small list of things. And I was also joking about that. But serious note, have patience with each other. I can't tell you how much my wife and I fight on our own, and I just want to leave. Take some time, calm down if something happens. Because I've seen a lot of improvement since the two of you have been together. Both of you easily have changed in a good way. That could seem insulting coming from me, considering the fact that I haven't changed one bit and I'm still the same asshole I always have been. But once again, that's just the world. And let's see. Apparently, some people have had one of the issues with the hotel. This was also with our room. Was the doors. Really forgot about that. The doors wouldn't fully close unless you slammed them, or really pull on the door hard enough or push on it if you're on the other side, because it wouldn't close all the way. So a lot of people had their stuff stolen from the rooms because the doors wouldn't close. So anyone could easily just push it open and go inside and grab what they want and leave. A few people posted that on the group. And I'm sorry for anyone that's had their stuff stolen that way. That was pointed out to me by a friend of mine who came from Mesquite, and we were leaving to go back downstairs for something, and he noticed the door hadn't fully closed, so he was trying to pull on it, and he just kept trying to get to actually fully close so that nothing would happen. For the food-wise, the food trucks were fantastic. The snow cones, I don't think I ever saw those last year. There was a boba tea truck as well, which that made my wife happy. Although on the second day they only had the juice ones, which I would have been personally okay with. She just likes the milk tea ones a lot. It was a New York deli. I had myself a Reuben. It was pretty good. It tastes no different from when I have it anywhere else unless I personally make it. There was a sushi place as well. We ate at that food truck. We had a Korean barbecue, I had kimchi fries, and also, oh man, I know I had something else. Oh, I had the rice bowl from another food truck that was out there. I didn't have the street tacos I had last year. I wish I went to it because it was fantastic. But my goal was to not order out so much and just try to live on what the con had. We still ordered stuff for dinner when we couldn't really find anything that we were in the mood for, which was we had Chinese and we had ordered Domino's. Which, fun fact, when there's a line for the elevator and you have food, you cut the line to go back up to your room so you don't have cold food. I actually do thank the con staff for that one. Like I said, I had no issues with the con staff except for that one person. They were very helpful, at least to me. Organized. I noticed that they were pretty organized. So the weather, I think the only thing that was a surprise when we had that short shower right after the Ruby shoot, just fleet downpour. All of us were just trying to run, which my wife covered my entire head so nothing would happen to the wig. She covered it with her jacket. And at the same time, my friend was trying to go to his hotel, so I felt really bad because I wanted to help him get his stuff there without him having to deal with it himself. And everything kept happening. That's one thing that I mentioned where everything just anything that you had scheduled to happen, everyone else had their own conflicting schedules. Couldn't really do much. But other than that, I don't really have too much. Like I said, I'll be recording another video tomorrow, and if I can somehow get a hold of a couple of friends, I'll probably record another A-kon video with him, probably on Skype or whatnot. Maybe a few, but I know some are shy for webcam wise, but we usually just do voice. That's not a bad thing to do. So I do want to help promote two of them, actually 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, 3. 2 of them make props and all of that, which is, I could never compete with that even if I attempted to. I don't have that much talent. That's why I would usually commission it from them. And for pictures, like I said, photography, I know my last A-kon video I had posted both of their Facebook pages at 3 people. When I do my next video, I'm hoping to have, I'll be posting once again their Facebook Facebook channels for everyone to look at, if for anyone who watches this video anyway. Please enjoy. And that's really all I have for today. I thought I had a lot more to say, but I guess I didn't. This has been Zara. Thank you once again. This is the Sexy Crow, and he is signing out. Thank you.